No time to speak to a band who have sold more records than Sir Paul McCartney has used the word Grease, originating from the hot musical springs of Tennessee. Their spunky punky southern fried rock and roll has dragged them to the top of innumerable charts and brought them untold riches and plaudits, but their proudest moment is finally here as they get to speak to me, the hero, Sean Keaveney, on Six Music. Just call me the Dreamweaver, guys. It's Matthew and Jared of the Kings of Leon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to meet you, Dreamweaver.
Great honor to meet you.
Thank you very much. I know it is. It's not morning, it's the afternoon, but we'll pretend it's the morning if that's all right with you.
It feels like it to us.
Does it? Yeah.
We're still a little jet lagged.
Absolutely.
Because you've just come from some shows stateside, haven't you?
Yeah, we did a few right before we came over.
Yeah, some festival stuff.
Yeah. And didn't you have one of the festivals? There was a problem on the Friday night, and you had to try and through the night you had to rearrange to appear on the Saturday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't have to, but we there was horrible weather. There was I don't know if it was a hurricane, but like a tropical storm kind of thing, and we got rained out. And yeah, we just didn't want to cancel, and you're getting all these tweets from people who are saying we flew in from here and there, and so we were like, is there anything we can do? And they were like, well, we can try to put you on opening up for Guns N' Roses the next night, or not opening up, but play before them. And we were like, let's do it. Why not?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we canceled one show in Dallas and hear about it for the rest of our career.
Right.
And then we play just because we can, and no one really talked about it. No. Wah, wah.
Well, let's just say it right here. We think you're great for doing that. And also, about 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, something around that, I saw you at the O2 down in North Greenwich there, which was a cracking show. You've played that place about 7 or 8 times now, haven't you?
Probably, yeah, definitely quite a few.
Yeah, it's been a few times for sure.
Yeah.
It's a great room. We love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
As a musician, is it quite good to play? Acoustically, is it all right? Or?
I think so.
It's like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, and it's hard to remember the first time, but once you get used to a place, you kind of know what to expect, and it makes it a lot easier.
What kind of place, amphitheatre, theatre, stadium is a 10 on 10 for you enjoying yourself on stage?
Ooh, probably. Honestly, though, too, is a great one.
That place in Berlin's pretty good. There's an outdoor amphitheater in Berlin that sounds really good.
I'm just making notes for my first solo tour. You see,
yeah.
I'm hoping to record that first solo album next year. So I'll book the O2 perhaps.
Yeah, start off with Hyde Park. It's a better one. It's a better gig for sure.
Hello, Hyde Park! Just some guy walking his dog at the back. There you go. I should never have booked this place. It's costing me $200,000.
You scare a rollerblader, he falls down.
You just scared me.
I would love to do that. Having said that, when you've played such big places so many times, is it still, do you still get that adrenaline spike? Does it still get exciting, or does sometimes you get? Is it like it's just business as usual?
No way. I always get nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be different. If we play a place 2 nights in a row, I'll be nervous for the first night and then not so nervous for the second night. So if anyone's going to buy tickets, it's probably better to come on the second night when I'm comfortable, because I can really hit the solos then perfectly.
Is there such a thing, do you think? I think there is a big rock band sort of career arc, where because it seems as though that you've kind of got one in a sense. You start quite obviously, everybody starts relatively small, 3 albums in, the 4th album perhaps is the massive one, then you go international, you go massive, and then there's a sort of there's an inevitable dink there, isn't there? And sort of, oh my god, it does everybody's head in for a while, and then you come back. Do you feel like you've ridden that, or you're riding that, whereabouts you are on that arc at the moment?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. For us, it's more, it's always about songs, Like I saw a thing the other day that said, like, don't write anybody off because they're always one song away, So for us, it was it was our 4th album, but it was like we had 2 big songs that kind of put us on an international scale. And I hope we're still riding it. I don't know. You can never tell. You're so far in it yourself, like you're so in your own head that you just constantly hope that you're not Spinal Tap and you don't realize it.
Yeah, after Only by the Night, peaked, it's kind of been downhill from there until now.
Until now, and then it's back. But that's it. I was watching the Big Eagles documentary, that two-parter that came out a few months ago and stuff. And for those guys, it was obvious that one of the dynamic problems that they got is that there were so many individual songwriters, and they all seem to work alone, a little bit like Queen did, I suppose. And eventually that becomes all those different massive egos clashing. It doesn't seem like that with you guys. It seems a bit more of a band effort. Is that fair to say? And does that mean that it's a bit easier for you to work together, and it's a bit less likely to be massive clashes all the time?
There are clashes, but it's more.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I don't know how other people do it, but it feels completely like a band effort when we write songs and are in the studio. You know, everyone's nice to a point, and then when someone has a really strong opinion, they'll come in and really fight for it. I don't know, but yeah, we definitely collaborate. Yeah, all of us.
Yeah, that's good to know. Because I don't like arguing, guys.
Totally. I mean,
there's no reason.
When we start arguing, we just have 3 rules, and it's stop, collaborate, and listen.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? I like that. We should do that in the studio.
Yeah,
it was constant battling and argument in the studio in our place. It really is. But the new album, Mechanical Bull, is. It feels almost like you must get so sick of people talking about this kind of stuff, especially journalists. But it feels like the earlier records, in a sense. There's that real spunky energy, and some of the stuff is like Don't Matter, for instance. Like it's a massively pacey rocker. It's a big old hairy ass thing. What are the major musical influences on it? Would you say for you this time, Ryan?
For the whole record or that song in particular?
Yeah, just generally, like
the whole record. Yeah, we all kind of bring in different influences. But I don't know. There was a lot of newer stuff on this one. Kind of, we tried to open up a little bit. We on past records we had to hold ourselves back a little bit because we would try to write something and then think, well, there's no way we can do this live. You can't add more than we could do live. And we just got our friend Chris from Nashville to start playing on stage with us for the past couple of tours. So going into this record, we knew that we could write stuff for 5 people. Yeah. And so it allowed us to open up a little bit and add a few more things that we might not have been able to do before. And I don't know, I think it really comes out in the music, kind of.
Yeah, it's hard to pin down like one influence. I mean, we all listen to different things, and I mean, it could be Caleb could bring in a country song. He's like, man, it should sound like this, and then the next thing you know, it's some '80s song that's, I mean, I don't know. It's just everyone likes different music, so but I think it works out when we all come together. Yeah,
and because you built your own studio in Nashville for this one, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did.
And because I was talking to my old mate Guy, the lead singer of Elbow. You may or may not know those boys, but he was down in Real World Studios in Bath, which is an absolutely gorgeous residential studio. And we were talking a bit about the importance of your environment when you're recording. You're not necessarily just doing it on a laptop in your bedroom. Is there something special? Obviously, there must be something special about this place that you've built.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully there will be. I mean, we literally turned it from a warehouse into a studio. So it's one of those things where you're kind of hoping to make it special. Like we're hoping that us recording there will give it, memories and make it that kind of special vibe.
Yeah, I think the main thing is it was ours, and we were kind of proud of it. So it was really exciting, to get in there.
You're not going to get kicked out. You're not going to get a big bill.
Yeah, exactly. And we could take our time. We didn't have to think about how much money we were paying for how many thousands of pounds we were paying a day to be there.
Because people forget that. People who don't make records for a living forget that you expect that it's the record company surely pays for all that. It's you guys that pay for it
in
all.
the end.
Yeah.
But after Only by the Night, the pressure that comes from that, it seems to me that nearly every band who have that breakout album, the next album is a problem for them, because for that simple reason that there's so much pressure. Was that the same for you? And do you feel like that with this record you didn't have that? You've gone past that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like there was in our band like an anti-pressure, especially like coming from Caleb. He didn't really love the huge success. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to speak for him, but like you almost felt like that he was trying to do the exact opposite and pull in the other direction. And like you couldn't say the word radio in the studio.
Well, I think it's just that he heard those songs so many times that he just didn't want to make anything like that. And I kind of, we all kind of felt the same way. You just heard it so much. It's like, let's not make anything like that again,
Yeah, totally. And this one, we kind of got that out of our system, and we were kind of ready to get back out there and ready to stay, on par with our peers. We don't want to just like turn into Spinal Tap and all of our friends are, like becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you're just like a smaller band, and then you're like, man, we did this to ourselves.
Yeah. You've got to reach for the stars, guys. You've got to reach for the stars, and you grabbed them. You burnt your hands a little bit, but you're all right. One of my memories of you guys is of Glastonbury 2008. I've not long since come back from this year's, and it was a cracking event, and it always is. You opened Friday night, Glastonbury 2008, and you came on stage with a brand new song that nobody had heard at the time, which was Crawl, which I thought took enormous balls. Yeah. And everybody was like, I don't know this one. This is a new one. This is really awesome. And after about 30 seconds, it was obvious that you're just going to smash it. Do you remember that moment?
Absolutely.
Do you remember that feeling? Were you scared? Well, you must have been scared.
That was number one for me, the most nervous I've ever been on stage.
Really?
It was, I mean, I felt sick.
I had
so
the
sick.
weirdest thing. I got on stage and I was so nervous that I had an overwhelming feeling of I need to cry. Like I'm going to cry. I swear. And it wasn't like this like deep, like sweet-hearted thing that like, oh my God, there's so many people here for us and I want to cry. I was so scared that I wanted to cry.
God.
And like my body felt like in pain, like I'd almost been in a wreck where your whole body hurts.
That's amazing, isn't it? Well, it's a big one for you, that as well, because that's a massive bass riff, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's kind of you're kicking that one off, aren't you and Nathan? So
yeah,
I can understand that. But it was a really great moment. You must have been told that a lot of times. But are you ready for the new album's invasion into your lives? I mean, you're already kind of on the road with it a little bit now, but it's going to take over for at least 18 months or so, isn't it? I mean, are you ready for that?
There's going to be some of those shows where I'm nervous again playing new songs. It's always hard for the fan reactions. You don't know if they're going to like that one, or maybe you're going to, mess up the song or something.
I'm always excited because there's always going to be a few stinkers in the set that you can just see, like they're the beer songs where people leave to go get a beer. And I'm always excited when we make a new record that maybe we can weed out a few of those and like put in some new kind of single hit type material.
That's interesting. So from your perspective as a performer as well, you know about the beer song.
I think it's a nice thing to do for people,
Yeah, they're always the ones that get requested the most. People are like, you have to play this. And I want to be like, dude, I'm not playing that. Why do I want to play a song where everybody's going to leave during that song? It's embarrassing. You come up and play it. I'll give you an acoustic guitar. I'll give you a couple lessons backstage. You walk up and do it.
And then we can all go to the toilet as well. And we can come back and then we can do, one of the big hitters.
Yeah, I'll go grab
It's the right thing to do.
Well, listen, thank you so much for coming in and chatting to us today, Matthew and Jared. I hope you have a fantastic, however long it is that you are on the road, that you enjoy every single second of it. Thanks very much.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Dreamweaver.